Good evening, Tucker sports fans. It's the Swanton Welding pregame show with your host, Scott Barrett.
A Week 6 matchup for Liberty Center at Bryan. Coach Casey Muller and I sit down for a conversation about the upcoming matchup. Liberty Center comes into the matchup 5-0. Casey Muller on the 50. And welcome to another On the 50 with head coach Casey Muller of Liberty Center football. Coach, we talk every week, and this week I think we knew what we had in Swanton, a young team that's trying to figure it out, and just a lot of success early in this game. And as you look back, I'm not sure what you can take from a game like this, but maybe talk about the Swanton game. You got out early, a lot of dominance, and then a lot of players played.
Yeah, we got just about every healthy body in the game we could. We got out to a very fast start, which was big, and set the tone early, and we were able to rotate a lot of guys in there, and it was nice to see a lot of guys make plays. All the way from our starters down to our twos and threes, and then our freshmen went in and made a lot of plays, and it's always exciting to see those guys get in there and have some success.
When you look at the film in preparation for a team, and I understand that you knew what you had in Swanton, they've been struggling. They've struggled for a couple of years now. But when you look at a film against a team that doesn't match up well to you, and you and your staff do a lot of film work with the kids, also on Sunday nights. But what are you trying to accomplish in a week like this, where you know that this is going to be a difficult opponent because they're just not prepared to play you in the way you like to play? So what were you planning on coming into the Swanton game?
Well, we actually took a much different approach during the week than what we normally do, and we backed off of practice a little bit, but we really hit the weight room hard. And Coach Weimer and Coach Hefflinger got a program ready for us for the week, and we did some really heavy weight room stuff, just because we felt like at the midway point of the season, we didn't want to lose strength, and so we tried to build. A lot of times during the season, we have guys that lose weight. Lose a little bit of strength because of just the rigor and the grind of the season. And so we felt like this was a good point that we could get back in there, reestablish our strength, and check our weight, and make sure that we're not, just wearing down. And it was really a good week for us to kind of recover, get guys healthy, stay fresh. And it broke up the monotony of practice. We've been at it for over about 2 months now, and it's going to be kind of the same routine every week, and so we broke that up a little bit.
Looked at some of the kids that got to play. Obviously, your starters had a dominant beginning and a dominant start. Did anything surprise you early in this game before you kind of got the game under control? Did Swanton show you something you weren't expecting, or was this set up the way you looked at it?
It was probably pretty much the way we looked at it. We knew they had struggled with some guys being sick and things like that. They had a quarterback in there that hadn't played all year. So it was kind of a rough game for him to get his first start. But we just wanted to go out and do what we knew we could do. And like I said, we had a lot of guys make plays. I thought, we were very, very efficient in the passing game, which is something we really wanted to work on. And we ended up being 7 for 7. Got some big plays there and kind of distributed the ball around. So that was good to see.
When in your discussions in the pregame with the Swanton coach, obviously, we're on a roll here and have been on a roll for quite some time, in particular in the regular season and in the league in particular as well. How do you talk to a coach? I mean, good guys, you're all teachers and just regular people, but he's got to be looking at this game like, man, this is a really difficult game for us to be playing to stay healthy. They're probably trying to grab that one win of the season somewhere. This week wasn't going to be it. What was that conversation? Because I think a lot of people see you talking to them, but no one really knows what you're talking about.
I just asked kind of, is it everything you thought it was going to be? Because inevitably you have this idea of what you want to do and accomplish in a season, but that never goes the way you plan it. And I know that as a head coach, it never works out the way you think it's going to. And just, talk to him about that. And it's his first head coaching job, and let him understand that it's kind of like that all over the place. Even when you have success, there's things each week that throw you off. We talked about they have a lot of guys that have been sick, and we said, yeah, we've dealt with that as well, and those type of things, and then talk about his family, where he's from, things like that. Because I've never met him really, other than our preseason meeting, and so it was a good chance to get to know him a little bit.
I think the fans see you out there talking, and sometimes people wonder what that conversation's like. And when I've been asked about that, I'm like, Coach Lingerman always just talk about basic stuff, because you guys are humans and fathers and teachers and all those things. So sometimes people think it's more intense than that, but it can't. With Bill Inseman, some guys, they can poke and prod, but the rank and file coaches, it's a pretty normal conversation.
We actually probably discuss a lot about the behind the scenes stuff with coaching, like trying to get equipment and things like that, and some of the headaches you deal with there. And but I've gotten along with almost every coach in the league and things like that. So it's good to get a chance to talk to them about things, and then you're going to compete against them, but you're still human and you still want to have those relationships as well.
And breaking news, they talk about equipment. So there's the pregame talk with Coach Mueller. I get concerned when I see a traditional historical power like Swanton, who was just so good for so long, gets to the level of this. But I know that they're trying to do something and their administration's talking about it and all these things. You also know they're poking around in other leagues and different things. And a game like this, for them, probably underscores the whole, are we here now? Is this a different cycle for us? Is this where we want to be with our kids? Does this promote, retention? Does it promote the game? But are you concerned at all, just as you look at the overall landscape of football? And you've been around a long time now. You're getting older, little gray hair up there. Are you concerned about the Swantons and some of those programs that are really struggling with numbers and obviously with where you're at in this program with 70 plus players? How do you think about that as just trying to grow the game and a pro football guy?
It's a concern because I think you do look back when you and I played, Swanton was
awesome,
a contender each year, and they've fallen on some hard times, and the hope is they can build the thing up and be really competitive, and you want that for every school in the league. There was a time where we had in the league we'd get 3 teams in the playoffs, and my freshman year we had Wassiana was state champs, we were state runner-up, and Montpelier was in the regional finals, and that's what you want because it makes you better as a team, and so you do worry about that, and I think you got to have some consistency in your program, and I think Swanton's had a lot of turnaround over the last 10 years, and if they can get some consistency and some investment from the school and the community, I think a lot of schools can turn things around. But it takes time, and it's not going to happen overnight. And I think a lot of people get impatient, and with coaching, it's hard to keep coaches because it is a huge time investment, a huge investment in energy, and they want to coach ball, but you got to deal with a lot of other things, and kids and parents and equipment and everything else. So it can be a struggle to kind of keep people in one place.
Well, I know that it's been a good couple generations since we've seen a competitive Swanton team, but you and I both know Dave Hansbarger, Bob Fisher, and that whole group of coaches for all those decades were just in such a proud program, and it's hard to see the purple and silver of Swanton be at this point, but at the same time, you had to get through this game and be healthy, and you did that. I think you accomplished that. You're dealing with a few injuries, Hunter Spangler certainly, Deegan Swigert. I know you're working through a couple other ones. Ethan Gray, certainly you've lost Baxter Barrett, which was kind of a special teams player. But assess midseason, where do you stand injuries and health and how to, because you've got another game this week that probably going to go your way. I'm sure you're going to be creative again in your practice plan. And talk about the health of the program after 5 weeks.
Well, we had some setbacks with injuries, and we're trying to get guys that have just even been just dinged up a little bit, keep them fresh. We're kind of load managing, in some areas, making sure we're not giving one person too many touches or too many reps, here and there. And, that's never easy as well because these guys want to play, but you almost have to protect them from themselves. We did get some good news, with Hunter. His knee isn't quite as bad as what, they had feared. So that's good, but he still has a few weeks he's going to have to rehab and really rest it, and then when he does get cleared, he's going to have to knock the rust off a little bit. And Deegan is kind of the same way. We think maybe it's better news than what we thought. They're going to go in this week and have some appointments and maybe find out some more answers. So hopefully, we get some good news there. we can hopefully, again, rest some people and stay fresh because we get into the second half of the season. This is where it can really become a grind.
Well, the depth part, this is where it really kicks in. And people celebrate the number of people that you have, but the quality, especially in the offensive line and the linebacker room and the defensive back, not maybe as deep with experienced players. Ethan Gray still trying to figure out some things, but you got to be really pleased with your 2 and 3 deeps because they're contributors, they're playing for you, special teamers, and they're giving you reps on Fridays when you have guys banged up.
Yeah, and that's part of building depth. And we go back to last year, the year before, how many extra practices we had, which really pays dividends as you come into this season. So we do have a little bit of depth there. We're always looking for more quality, not only out of our starters, but out of our backups. We feel like the better quality we have in our backup roles, the better team we're going to be. And I think one of the things you can see is our special teams Friday were outstanding.
Yeah, they've been fantastic all season.
Yeah, we had 2 scores and probably should have had a third. We block a punt recovered at the half-yard line. We could have had another score there, but punt return for touchdown, kickoff return for touchdown. They're playing at a very high level, and our coverage units have been outstanding. And we have hungry guys. A lot of those guys are not starting on offense or defense, and they understand their role and how important it is. And if you look at our starting field position the last 2 games, when you start at midfield or better, you're going to score a lot of points. And that's set up by our special teams coverage and then our defense. And it's been unbelievable.
You talk a lot about field position, and that's old school. Mm-hmm. That's a little like Jim Tressel and the old school Big Ten guys, those 13 to 10 games. You're going to get there. Like, we're kind of rolling a little bit, but we got teams in front of us deeper in the season. If we meet our goals in the league and finish a regular season where you want to finish it, you got some wars coming, and you see them, and they're developing. So you've got to be really good in special teams, and you've got to be really good with your depth and health. And I think you are addressing those areas in a Week 5 matchup against Swanton, a Week 6 matchup on the road against Bryan. So I think you've got to be overall fairly happy with some. That's the stuff people don't talk about. They're talking about depth and special teams and field position and all these things you guys are really starting to focus in on.
Well, when you put up, big numbers on offense with a lot of points, it's not just we have a great offense. It's, we're playing on a short field.
Yeah.
And I think for us, where we're at, the style of football we play, I think special teams is kind of our X factor. A lot of teams are going to focus on offense and defense, but if our special teams can be better than another team's special teams, we feel like that can give us an edge, especially when you're up against a team that's evenly matched. Which when you get deep into the playoffs, there are no bad teams. You might say, oh, Liberty Center is really good. Well, that team's really good too. They've got really good players. So we have to put a premium on our special teams, and we invest time into it, a lot of energy. And, hopefully we can stay consistent because we feel like that can give us an advantage.
Bryan this week, another team that's struggling a little bit. Patrick Henry got them pretty good, and I think they've won 5 of the last 6 against Bryan. A program that has won 5 and 6 games consistently prior to a coaching change. I know there's some hope, although they don't field a JV team, I don't believe. They're really good in their junior high programs. They kind of always are, actually. They're pretty talented. But talk about Bryan a little bit and what's your expectations for Bryan?
Well, Bryan's a team that, does not have great numbers this year. And it's kind of been like that even when these upper classes were in junior high, they struggled with numbers and they have combined teams. So I think they kind of knew, they might have some issues with numbers. And again, that can affect quality, not all the time, but it sometimes does with depth and things like that. And so they're trying to work through that. They're playing a lot of young guys. And I think in the near future, I think their numbers are going to climb back up and the quality is going to be a little bit better. They have transitioned with a new coach. He's been on staff there. He knows the kids. He's been a head coach. So, he knows what he's doing. He's a good football mind, and I think he's got them moving in the right direction. But at the same time, sometimes you got to be patient, and you're not going to see immediate results when you have a team that's that young and that thin. Some of the victories you're looking at are not necessarily wins and losses. Is how are you competing? Are you executing the things you want to do? You might not get the win or the loss or something like that, but you got to look for those things in other areas.
Bryan has been, again, another historical, traditional power in this league, a big community, lots of people, lots of industry, lots of wealth, rural wealth at least. Again, a different kind of demographic in Bryan than maybe you find in Liberty or Swanton or different things. What is your overall kind of view of, again, a Bryan program that you've seen in your life from your ball boy days, even younger, to today? That was one heck of a program and really had success against us. I know we struggled with Bryan with all those athletes, big numbers, big tradition. How do you regain some of that momentum at Bryan, you think?
You gotta hook the kids in. If you can have success when you're young, kids are more likely to stick it out. You're going to have to develop relationships and find those athletes that can help you, and then get them out, keep them out, make it fun. Look at your youth program, evaluate that. What can you do to get those kids out? We talked years ago about, recruiting and retention of kids within your hallways. You got to get them out and keep them out. So that can be a struggle, but I think if they get the kids out, I think they've got some talent coming up, and I think they're going to be trajectory on upward here in the next few years.
Well, we certainly can use Bryan and Swanton and Wauseon to get back to their traditional ways. Liberty Center 5-0, number 2 in Division 5, on a roll. Win streaks in the league and in the regular season. Casey, doesn't get any better than this, but you got a road game. You don't want to overlook that. You know how that has gone historically. You start counting your chickens, and you might get yourself in trouble. So Liberty Center 5-0 heads to Bryan this week. Coach Muller, we wish you a lot of luck.
Thank you.
Tiger Sports Live would like to thank its 2024-25 title sponsors: KK Collision, Meyer Badenhop Insurance, Affinity IT Group, Swanton Welding, P's and Ello's Pizza, Ohio Asphalt Paving, Davis Farm Services, Holgate Metal Fab, and the Gerald Grain Centers. We appreciate you guys. They support us, so please support them.
This broadcast is copyrighted by Tiger Sports Live for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of Tiger Sports Live is prohibited.
Well, good evening, Tiger Sports fans. Tonight here on Tiger Sports Live, it's Varsity Football. We traveled west to the Fountain City of Bryan, Ohio, as the Golden Bears will host our Tigers. I'm your host, Mark the Captain Bly, and on the call tonight, Mr. Spike Whitman and Brian Jigs Babcock. Guys, Spike's banging the crap out of the microphones there for us. We're getting situated here, just about ready to get underway. About 12 minutes to go. Okay.
There we go. We got the technical difficulties worked out here.
All right.
Spiker,
those doggone microphone cords.
Yeah, much better.
All right, Spike, it's you, buddy.
All right, good evening, Liberty Center Tiger football fans and any other of you who may have just happened onto our broadcast. We're in our 29th year of broadcasting Liberty Center sports, and tonight we'll be bringing you this football game between the home team, the Bryan Golden Bears, and our visiting Liberty Center Tigers. LC comes in at 5-0, and right now they're playing some super terrific football. Bryan, on the other hand, 0-5, a young team, and graduated a lot from last year, and so they're in a rebuilding mode. Liberty Center is on one of those runs that as a coaching staff you dream about. As fans, you dream about. Tigers last year went to the state finals, losing in a one-touchdown game, and that was nip and tuck, and we played the best there was in the state, and we gave great account of ourselves. This year, coming back, and a lot of the faces are different, but a lot of them are the same. Coach Moeller and staff were able to play a lot of young kids. Last year got a lot of playing time. It's the same thing this year. Jigs is with me tonight, Brian Babcock, and Jigs, former quarterback for Liberty Center and a tough guy in his own right. He brings some great insights to the game. Jigs, what do you do now if you're Liberty Center? You're caught between, you want to win big, you want to play well, but where do you go with this tonight when you're in a situation like this?
Yeah, I think as a coaching staff, Spike, obviously you don't let the players buy into what some of the family members maybe are telling you, what the town's telling you, what the radio's telling you. They keep you focused week in and week out on the task at hand. An NWAL opponent like Bryan, who has traditionally been of a very good program, you got to be ready to go, regardless of the record. You got to be ready to go, and that's what that coaching staff's been preaching to these kids all week. Be ready to go, no letdown, and regardless of their record, come ready to play and come ready to go. And that's what they did last week against Swanton. Swanton was the same. Swanton had not won a game yet, but there was no drop-off, no letdown from any of the offense, defense, special teams. They came, they brought it. They were supposed to win that game big, and they did. And I think you're going to get the same message this week from this coaching staff.
Yeah. One thing I took from Casey on an interview, this is his a quote of him. In situations like this, now I'm paraphrasing now, but when you're in a game where you've got the other team simply, let's be honest, overmatched, and this is the way life is, and sometimes you're overmatched. But he said, we try to stay motivated by playing for each other, knowing that our teammates are counting on us.
Yep.
Now, to me, that is a story of life. I think that is how we're supposed to act as Christians, or as good people, as barometers and for the human race. And
yep.
You help each other, and I think our coaching staff has done a terrific job of all the intangibles in setting up, and that's where I think these Liberty Center teams right now are setting themselves apart as maybe one of the very best football programs at any level in the state of Ohio. I mean, there are a lot of good ones, but I would like to think we're in the
Yep.
Division 5. In fact, let's leave the top two divisions out of it, because you get a lot of parochial schools in there. But ability, you can only take that so far. And I just think the level of that at Liberty Center, they do it right, they do it, and they do mean it. They do it for the kids.
Yep.
So you just can't beat it. As a Liberty Center, doing this for a long time, we really love bringing the games to you. We love to get loud and boisterous, although we've got to kind of keep that under control at times. But what a blessing it is just to be involved with Liberty Center. We don't always win. In fact, coming into this game, Bryan still has, of the 99 meetings, tonight is number 100. They are 51, 43, and whatever the other ties, maybe 4. They used to have ties way back in the teens and 20s and 30s. But they still have an edge. But Liberty Center, now the program has caught up with itself, and for the last 20 years, Liberty has a decided edge in evening the score, you might say.
Yeah, Spike, that's a good point too. I mean, tonight we got a blustery wind out here. We got rain. We
got an open window with our camera.
We got papers flying a little bit here and there, but man, what a nice feature that this Tiger Sports Live has presented for those at home, able to sit at home, continue to watch, continue to support. What a neat feature that this has been and what it's grown to. Just kudos to all those involved that spend the time on the back end of this thing.
Yeah, Scott Barrett not here tonight. His son had knee surgery. He's tore up his knee, and so he's out for all football, and I would assume well into basketball. So Scott not here tonight, but Jiggs and I will handle it. And, of course, you've got Boom Boom Bauman involved.
Diamond Dan's doing most of the work tonight with the
Oh,
camera.
Dan is
Trying to stay out of the rain, trying to keep the shutters clean,
Dan running the camera, and of course Mark Bly sticking his nose in the several different areas at once.
Hey, I'm in your business.
Well, yeah, Spike. We want to talk about Bryan a little bit here tonight. A few players to keep an eye on. This is a very young team, like we talked about. They have only 5 seniors on this team. And Bryan has a junior high squad that's pretty good. They're 8th grade. Beat Liberty Center last night. They had 31 kids, very big.
Wow.
Brian,
big line.
They were men.
Yeah, I know.
They were not 8th graders. They were men.
They had a huge line. They had a lot of athletes. And so, this might just be a little bit of a blip on the radar here for Bryan without winning the game yet this year. But a few players to keep an eye on. Quarterback number 12 is Rhett McGill. He is a freshman, 6 foot, 167 pounds. I think they're going to look to probably get their ground game established tonight. That's not a guy that you want to give the ball to a lot as a freshman with these weather conditions, with the rain and the wind. So look for them to try to keep the ball on the ground as much as they can here tonight. The fullback, number 44, Damian Wolf. He is their main running back. He runs hard. And then a receiver, number 9, Cade Carlin, 5'9", 158 junior. He's kind of a scat back. He'll come in the backfield some. And they'll look to get him the ball in space. He's pretty dynamic with the football. One other player to keep an eye on, number 81, Carter Dominic, 6'2", 215 senior. He's kind of a tight end, H-back type. They will bring him in as a wildcat quarterback at times as well on short runs. So a couple players to keep an eye on here for Bryan tonight. I expect them to try to keep the ball on the ground, try to establish the ground game. And then defensively, Spike, I think they're going to run a 4-4, try to stack as many players as they can in the line of scrimmage, try to
all right, guys. I'm sorry, we're going to take a break here for the national anthem. We'll be right back after this. I want to say a quick hello to the people at the VFW Liberty Center. They've got a group of people there. They're streaming it, doing a really nice job. The guys over there, just want to say hi to them. So if you're out there watching us tonight on our YouTube channel or our web platform, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and that helps us out more than you'll know. So, guys, I'm ready. Jigs, you got a reprieve tonight with this weird weather. One of the things we're gonna do next week is we introduced this week in testing and trials a sideline guy.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go down on the sideline next week at Patrick Henry.
There we go.
And we'll bring you live broadcasting from the sidelines as well as interacting with the booth. So
get in on the action a little bit more. Sidelines there.
Yeah, it was enlightening. It really was. So Liberty Center won the toss and they deferred. So they'll kick the ball to Bryan, guys. I'm ready.
All right. Hey, one thing, Jiggs and I talked about this before the game, but Liberty Center, the JVs have had a hard time scheduling teams. The numbers are down, and a lot of teams are using JVs to play with the varsity to help bolster the numbers. Yep. So Liberty's lost a couple of games. So Liberty is traveling to Perrysburg tomorrow morning to take on Division I. Let me see, the Perrysburg. They're
Yellow Jackets.
Yellow Jackets, yes. Now, that's going to be quite a thing to take on here. So the coaching staff may have some issues in trying to keep everybody fresh. We don't want to run the varsity players into the ground, and how they juggle this tonight with trying to use a lot of this.
Liberty's going to receive, guys.
Got.
That's not Liberty's going to receive. That's not what they indicated at the toss, but Liberty will receive.
Well, I guess we don't care. So anyway, this will be kind of a chess match to see just how Liberty runs this.
Well, Spike, we got a very dynamic crew back there with Cam Colley and JT Crew.
Oh,
Obviously, Cammy started things off very quickly last week on the opening kickoff. We'll see if we can't do it again here.
All right, Liberty shows the standard 5-2-2-2 return unit. Special teams, a very valuable commodity at Liberty Center. Return teams, kickoff teams. And here we go. We're underway. Low line drive. That's going to hit it to 12 and go all the way into the end zone.
Oh, my goodness. It was 5 yards offsides.
And
Bryan didn't call it.
Yeah, and folks at home, it is slick. The ball is going to be slick tonight. I expect a lot of ground game on both sides here because I'm not sure what's going to happen when you start to go to the air. There's going to be some fluttering footballs because it is breezy.
And if you see raindrops on the camera lens, guys, we will opportunistically be cleaning that off from time to time. Danny's out the window here and the camera's soaking wet, so we're going to see how durable it is.
All right, Garber spread out wide to the far side, wide out over here. I believe that's Hammondtree. Tigers run with the give off that right side. Drines ahead, pickup of about 5 yards for the Tigers.
Looks like a nice dive there. Waylon Rentz start things off. Nice little hole.
Rentz leading the team, averaging 12 yards a carry. The total yards aren't really important right now because if you've got a lopsided competition level,
correct,
it's not good. Anyway, gain of 6 for Rentz, 2nd down and 4. Tigers with 2 wideouts over here and out of the I formation. Give to the second back, left side. Now cuts it back to the middle. Running room there. Now cuts it to the outside. That's Moeller. Moeller on his feet. Grabs by one, pounds past another, and all the way down to the 40-yard line.
Man, what a run there. A big hole. Spike start things out, and Thomas did the rest. Nice downfield blocking, and he saw the cutback, got there, and did the rest. Nice little run in traffic, Thomas Moeller there.
Moeller for 36 yards. That offensive line. Now, this changes a lot, but you've got Clayton Seal at center. You've got Walker at one guard. You've got Brogan at the other. Cifuentes is maybe out tonight. Now overthrown on a swing pass to Cruz. But they run so many people in there. The tackles, normally Brady Giesecke. The Goose, number 55 on one side. Kellen Weimer, a sophomore, doing the left tackle. Hammondtree will normally line up as a tight end. You use Colley and Garber as wideouts. All right, 2nd and 10, ball on the 39 of Bryan. Double wing set in motion. They'll give it to the motion man. Cruz hit right at the line of scrimmage. Butts through one tackle, takes another guy head on. Gain of a yard. Bryan met him right there.
Nice little stand there by Bryan. Number 60, I believe, is who that was. Cade Spizik, I believe, is the last name there. Nice little play. I think we got maybe a late hit here on Clayton Seal. I think maybe they might have gotten him after the play for 15. So we're going to get a 2nd and long here for the Tigers.
All right. Sometimes if 3rd and 9, you think about keeping that situation. But, boy, when you can gain 15 yards of real estate, that's hard to turn down. But
especially with the win tonight and the limited passing game, I think that's the reason Bryan took that one back there.
Yeah. All right, so Liberty Center now needs about 25 yards. All right. High snap, grab, little inside handoff. A lot of running room, kicks it to the outside. That looks like Cruz, straight arm there, still going. Down the sideline, finally hit and brought down inside the 15-yard line. Wow, they come right back. 45 yards on a little dipsy-do razzle-dazzle on a double handoff.
I think we got a flag, Spike.
Oh, no.
Boy, that looked –
Oh,
I'm not sure who
no.
they got. There was no one there to call a hold. So, wow. Okay. That was wide open. There was –
Oh, a dead ball foul on that
see.
other walk-off. So here's 2 huge penalties.
Yeah, that's not a great start there, Spike. Man, you get the first penalty, then you come back, you get that hold. That was a huge hold. Didn't need the hold. So it's going to put the Tigers behind the sticks here.
All right, Tigers go back with that same double wing package, single setback. Now Moeller out there, high grab by Cruz. What a grab, went up with one hand, popped it up, grabbed it with both, pulled it in, a gain of 10, and now Liberty at the 40-yard line and a gain of, we'll call it 9 yards on the play. So the Tigers now looking at a 4th and 11 from the 40.
Yeah, that one, that's what you're going to get from the pass game tonight, Spike, is fluttering footballs. You saw that one kind of hang up there, and Gary was able to corral it and give it a 4th and manageable here. See what Liberty does.
All right, Tigers say they're in 4-down territory. Miller back in shotgun with a single setback. Double wide out to the short side. Miller winding this way as a man out there just overthrows, incomplete. So Bryan, with the help of a couple of big Liberty Center penalties, that wipes out 2 big gains, and the Golden Bears will take over at the 41-yard line.
Okay, guys, I know everybody's out there texting me. We know the audio and video aren't synced up. We're working on it. I can't answer the 87 text messages I just got. We're figuring it out. Give us a chance here. Dealing with the delays that we're not used to dealing with.
All right, so Bryan comes out with the out of the gun, motion back this way. They're going to hand to the motion man. Tries to get outside, and good blocking, and springs forward for about 3 against Liberty Center.
Good rally there by the Tigers, gang tackle on that one to snuff that one out. On that last possession there for Liberty, that last play, that's something that they want to continue to work on this pass game, do some different things, put it on tape, work on it in a game. So I think they'll come back to that a little bit later on that little outlet.
All right, the Golden Bears with a spread formation, straight drop, has to roll out of that, in trouble. Now sneaks out of there. That's going to be enough for first down yardage.
Oh, my.
Hit and pushed out of bounds by Rentz.
That's a nice little play there by number 12, the freshman quarterback, to kind of gate a little hole to get that first down. But Waylon Rentz said, look here, freshman, I'm going to show you what varsity football is all about. Nice little hit on the sidelines, little wake-up call. Liberty starting a little couple self-induced errors, and
that's to be expected. All right, now Bryan comes out with a double wide out to either side, ball on the right hash, now motion. They're giving it straight ahead, a lot of running room, breaks through up through the middle. That's going to be a ramble down for about 13 yards, and another Bryan first down. Well, Here we go. Look at the mindset. The season has gone very easy for Liberty Center so far. They have the Napoleon game, they were challenged a little bit in the first half, but now they have got to grasp the situation. We've got to show up and play football. All right, Bryan comes out now. Tight end right. Play action over the middle. That's going to be caught down at the 25-yard line. Now they're going to say it was incomplete. Who got the pop?
Waylon Rentz with a big hit there.
Wow.
Big hit, Waylon Rentz. Yeah, number 81. Nice little pop pass. He just ran that tight end straight ahead there. Spike at number 81. We kind of talked about him a little bit earlier. He's going to be one of their main targets. Cutter Dominic could not hold on to the ball because of the big hit there by Waylon Rentz.
Well, and hey, bring it. I like this. Bryan's bringing
coming
the
already
game to the Tigers,
coming
and
ready to go.
Let Liberty Center, let us learn how to react to this. Now hard motion. They'll give it to the motion man on a jet sweep. Slowed down, takes on tacklers. Liberty Center rallies to the football and holds him to only a couple-yard gain on what could have been a broken play.
Steve Brogan kind of came on the outside, couldn't quite make the tackle. Good rally there by the defense. I believe Waylon Rentz and Thomas Moeller coming down on the tackle, amongst others. Nice little drive here for Bryan. Start this game out, Spike.
All right, Bryan now with trip receivers to the wide side. Straight drop, has time. Knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Let's see.
Garrison Cruz
Garrison Cruz got it.
How many times have we seen him come off that edge, Spike? Not only, bat the ball down, but make sacks and just be in the backfield. Man, he is a valuable piece coming off that edge at times as almost like an edge rusher. He's able to knock that ball down. Great play.
Yeah, and that was key because they had a receiver open. Now, he'd have had to get a few more yards after catch, but that was a dangerous play that could have been converted. So a big shot there by Cruz. So Bryan now, ball at the Liberty 32, and they're going to consider this 4-down territory as well. With the wind blowing, you don't know what the punt game's going to be, so Bryan's going for it, and I don't blame him. Trip receivers to this side. Now motion back to the ball. Quarterback scrambling, in trouble.
Got a wrap.
Scrambles past one. The Tigers get to him, bring him down at the 30-yard line. The Tigers holding the ball turned over to Liberty Center.
Yeah, it's a good stop there. Rhett McGill, number 12, the freshman quarterback, he's proven to be kind of shifty in that pocket there. He's evaded a few tackles here so far for the young freshman, and Liberty's able to corral him and get him down and turn over on downs there.
Now, on these last 4 plays, we saw Liberty's defense really turn into its real self here as they rallied to the football and stopped it to hold them to gains. Now motion. They're going to give it straight up the middle. Running room, I believe that's Rent still going, pounding, driving, all the way up across the 45-yard line. Gain of 17 yards, and that's a Liberty Center first down.
Waylon Rentz just running like a Clydesdale out there, carrying tacklers. Does not go down on first contact. Great first down run there by Liberty Center. We got a Bryan player down here.
Okay, we've got a injury timeout, so we'll hold up here. Tigers' explosive running attack. I'm telling you, it all starts Liberty Center success on the offensive line.
Yeah.
Everything in football at every level, it starts at the offensive line. And the coaches, they drum it into them. They've got drills that they make it fun for the guys to work hard.
Yep.
It's not just grind them out and get boring, and they have fun with them. They'll laugh at them, they'll criticize them, and then they'll yell at them and laugh again, and the guys love it. It's all really good. Now, I don't know what all the cheers here. What have we got?
Well, we got mini cheer out there. Hey, Spike, I want to drop in here, man. We've got delay issues. We're working with different internet. We're trying to figure it out.
It is
Stop
what it
texting
is right now.
me. I'm getting a million text messages, and I'm trying to coordinate on my phone. So we're working on it, guys. We promise we're getting it. It's just going to take a minute. We're in unfamiliar territory here, so we just got to work on our internet delays.
Hey, if nothing else, turn your sound down. You've heard me more than once.
Well, you're about to play ahead right now, so you look like a genius because you're calling the plays before they play.
Yeah, Spike, we'll go back to that first Liberty Center drive there. We saw 3 passes on that drive. I think that was maybe folks at home were saying, just run the football. Well, this might be, the Liberty Center coaching staff. I think they probably script some plays to start the game off where they have a 10-play script or 15 or whatever it is, and they want to see stuff that they've worked on in practice or put players in situations that they want to see how they do and how it works. So I think that's what you saw in that first possession, kind of a little bit of a feeling out process, three pass plays, and 2, that were pretty successful. That last one just on a rollout, just the ball fluttered because of the wind, and that's going to happen a little bit here tonight.
Yeah, the wind blowing toward the Bryan scoreboard, toward the south end of the field. And so right now, Liberty Center has the wind in their face. They certainly don't want to have to punt right now. So that'll be a key. And we always think of Liberty Center as the premier running team of Northwest Ohio. There aren't a dozen programs in the state that run the football to the extent that we do. But we've had some great quarterbacks lately in the last 5 years, 7, 8 years actually, when you go back to the Crew brothers. But now we've got two guys. For example, Grady Miller, he's completed 12 of 20 at 60%, and it's 32 yards per catch. That is a lot, and we're not the type of team that throws 50-yard bombs.
Right.
We run a controlled pass game, and then with Kreinbrink percentage even better. He's 10 out of 14 for 72% completion rate. Now those are darn good figures.
That's right.
He averages 16 yards per catch. So we're not talking about that swing pass to the running back for 7 or 8 yards. We're talking about an offensive line that blocks downfield. They block well at the line to give our quarterbacks time. And it allows us to get yards after the catch because of the great downfield blocking. But I'm telling you, nobody is better at the offensive line than Liberty Center, along with their coaches leading the way.
Yep. That sets the tone each and every week, and we've talked about this numerous times, but trying to match the physicality of Liberty Center when you get into game mode, it's unmatched. You can't put a scout team together that replicates the physicality that this offensive line puts on you. So as a defender and as an opponent, you get into a game and you start to feel some of these offensive linemen coming at you, and you're like, man, I haven't felt that all week.
Yeah.
That's right in the hip, and that guy's coming, and he's going to do it again and again and again. And mentally, as an opponent, that starts to wear on you and wears you down, and ultimately that's when the running game starts to take its toll.
All right. As you can well see, they've got the
you hate to see this
unit over there in the end zone, and
looked like a lower body injury spike.
Yeah,
on the
so
Bryan player
this is
there.
not just your everyday Charlie horse stuff. He's moving his arms. He's in good health, you might say, but
another thing, Spike, is it seems like every time you come over to Bryan, you get weather like this.
Yeah.
It's like every time we come over here.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what week we play them. It's either rainy or windy or nasty every single time we come over here, it seems like.
Well, it's that time of the
It
year
is.
for things
That's right.
to start making that switcheroo. The days of the shorts and everything may be slowly
Tiger Sports Live would like to thank its 2024-25 title sponsors: KK Collision, Meyer Badenhop Insurance, Affinity IT Group, Swanton Welding, P's and Ello's Pizza, Ohio Asphalt Paving, Davis Farm Services, Holgate Metal Fab, and the Gerald Grain Centers. We appreciate you guys. They support us, so please support them. Swanton Welding,
Run the disclaimer.
P's and Ello's Pizza, Ohio
did?
Asphalt Paving, Davis Farm Services.
We're gonna come back
Holgate
after this
Metal
is done.
Fab, and the Gerald. All right, we're back here. Still tending to the injured player here. I think we've got our internet delays worked out. Appreciate your patience there. Like I said, there's about 1,000 moving pieces here, and Cole Ballman's all over it.
Cole's on.
But, thank you guys for letting us know. Didn't mean to sound like I wasn't ungrateful, but I'm trying to sync it up on my phone. I'm getting ding, 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 ding.
Hey, what? Cole, boom, boom, what grade are you in? Sophomore? This guy knows more as a sophomore than I've learned in 70-plus years.
Well, that ain't saying much.
When it comes, if I could
Hey,
turn the computer
I got a joke.
on.
I got a joke. It's a Halloween joke.
Bring it.
Why don't monsters eat ghosts?
Boy, I don't know.
Because they taste like sheet.
Oh, no,
Ah!
that's awful. Jay.
That'll get us banned off of YouTube.
Wow. All right. Well, they've got him up on the portable stretcher.
All right, Shane Hollenball, if you're out there, I know you're watching. You tell me if we're synced up here as we get started again. I only need one or two of you to tell me, please. Thank you. And they're taking the Bryan player off the field there, so he's got his hand up with a thumbs up, so that's a good sign.
Yep.
Doggone it. I just hate to see guys get injured.
Yeah, it's
You're only
terrible.
in high school for a short time, and anybody that gets any of that taken away, that's just it's worse than a stinking, rotten, dirty, no-good yellow flag. All right, now we're back to action. Liberty Center with a 1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line. They'll show Collie spread out wide over here, double wing package, single setback, jet sweep. Now they're going to reverse it to Cruz. Cruz up the right side. Cruz breaks one. Still on his feet. Kept his balance. Great block there. Cuts it to the outside. Down the right sideline. One more block upfield by Ritz, and he's in for the end zone. That's a Liberty Center Tiger touchdown.
There's that inside reverse again,
Wow.
Spike. That's the play that they ran before they got called off and that call back on the hold. Wide open again. Gary broke another tackle, and Waylon Rentz, he just kind of threw the hands up. He wasn't going to get a stupid penalty on a block in the back or anything like that. And I don't think number 3 wanted any piece of that. He said, go ahead. You can just go ahead.
Yeah, there
and have
was
that touchdown.
who sprung the very first block once he got through the line. And then he breaks a tackle, but somebody got a great block to spring him free, and then it was just good maneuver.
I didn't see it. Cole, do we have replay tonight? Let's see that one again, could we?
Ian Rosebrook pounds another one through.
All right, we're going to run that replay again. I'll try to get the block for you on our big monitor here. So, man, was it Zider maybe? 33 on the inside there?
Yeah,
well, now we're still ahead, Cole, a little bit. We're closer. The audio's still ahead.
Yeah, that was just another big hole in that inside reverse. Obviously, I think that's a play that was probably filmed up, Spike. They had that one in their bag. They knew that one was due for a big play because it's become 2 big plays tonight. The one obviously got called back on the hold, but that is a beautiful play when that thing works to the perfection that it just did.
Well, that all started on the right side of the offensive line. That's Walker and the Goose are over there normally on that right side. Of course, the way that the team interchanges the line and every position, it's hard to keep track. But Garrison had 7 yards before, and then he made a great cut. He broke a tackle. He had that great spring block, and then the downfield blocking just finished it.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, that guy doesn't need much space. You give him a little sliver, and he will take it to the house. He's shown that all year.
All right, we made one more adjustment to the sound here, guys. We're trying to work it out.
Okay, Ian Rosebrock to kick off here for the Tigers. Low line drive. That'll hit at the 25, picked up at the 15. Return, finds a little seam.
Nice hit there.
But wow,
Will
great open
Fitzenreiter.
field. Will Fitzenreiter. Pow! Whoa, baby doll.
Nice job, Will. That's a way to come down on the kickoff.
He has done a wonderful, I hate the word wonderful, he's done a stupendous job on special teams this year.
Yeah, he has, and he had the big pick last week. He kind of jumped in front of the receiver, had a really nice play, Will.
Yeah, Will doesn't get enough credit. He's the snapper on the extra points, which is now, I believe, 29 out of 30 for the season. All right, let's try to get that defensive line. Zider at one defensive end. You've got, let's see, who's the man in the middle? A defensive
Tyler
tackle.
Lay.
Yeah, T-Lay. Okay. Boy, that guy's takes a rare, breaks off the cut, and let's see. Steve Brogan caught up with him, brought him down, but Bryan picks up 7 yards on the play.
Yeah, they got a little thing going up the middle here so far, Spike. They've gotten some big holes, some decent yardage so far.
Yeah, I'm impressed with the way their offensive line
up front
firing out well.
We'll see what adjustments made here by Liberty Center. Looks like they're going to a 4-man front here. On with us, we've got Max Walker on the end.
All right, give again up the middle, and that's going to run into hosted tacklers, but a pick up of 5 yards on the play, and the Bryan Golden Bears grind out a 1st and 10. Hey, this is good. I'd love to see Liberty Center be getting challenged here. They need to see this and feel it and know what it is to get unhappy about another team's success.
This Bryan offensive line, they got some big players down there. They're very capable, and they're playing pretty well so far, that offensive line.
All right, Kyler Kern, the other defensive end over there, number 69. Now out of the gun. Quarterback tries to keep it. Goes around the outside and nailed right there by Gary Cruz. Oh, baby cakes. Oh, yes.
Well, that's him off that end again, Spike. We saw that again. He just stifled the offensive tackle and was able to still make the sack. Garrison Cruz coming off that edge is a pretty dynamic player, and he's made 2 big plays so far tonight off that edge.
All right, Brogan goes out. It's a 2nd down and 13 for Bryan, so the Tigers maybe going to go with a little more
Spike, I do want to let you know that our
defense.
sound is synced now, so you don't look as smart as you did about 10 seconds ago.
All right, they still stay with that 4-man front. Back to throw. Lofts it out there. Grabbed right away. Nails as soon as he catches the football. Super coverage there. I believe Bartels, I believe, made that play.
17.
Yeah, great play there by Jackson Bartels. He's the sniper responsible for the back out, and he was all over that one. Knocked that one for a loss.
Well,
Good
you
play
know,
there.
as a sniper, you have a linebacker mentality with the speed of a defensive back.
Yep.
So you get to assume a lot of roles.
Yep. You got to be able to play in the box. You got to be able to cover.
Yep.
It's a tough role.
You got to make tackles. You got to do it all. All right. Now Bryan with trip receivers to the wide side. Motion back to the ball. They're going to throw a little slant.
Uh-oh.
That's picked off.
He's
There's
going
the
house.
35. Heading down the sideline. Nobody's going to get him now. Into the end zone.
Yes, sir.
Jackson Bartels caught the overthrow and returned it 35 yards. The Tigers on the board again, this time with the defense.
Man, oh man, Jackson Bartels, that's a sticky catch here tonight with this wind and the rain coming. That was an off-the-body catch there, Spike. He had to reach out and snatch that thing. Great play there. No one in the vicinity was able to take that to the house. Great play.
And now on the flip side of that, we'll get to it after this snap. Will Fitzenreiter, the snapper, Kreinbrink, the holder, kicked by Ian Rosebrook is good. So at the 4:17 mark of the first period, Liberty goes up now 14-0. Now, Bryan with a great attack. That slant pattern was wide
open. It looked like he had him, didn't he? Yep.
Yeah, that was wide open. That could have went for 20 yards, you know. But overthrown in this rotten weather in Liberty Center, turns it into 6.
Yeah, it's a tough ask. You got a freshman quarterback in this type of weather trying to make a quick slant throw, which is not the easiest throw to make. You always have defenders in the way and linemen and linebackers and such. So I wonder if they'll kind of put that one back in the bag and stick to the run game here going forward. One thing to note, Spike, we will not have replay the rest of the night. I guess with the replay, that messes up some of the sound. So.
Now there's no place like home. A lot better to tune in, tune on. Tigers have some pretty impressive young men on the kickoff team. People that are able to make big plays. Line drive kick. That's going to hit at the 25.
Oh, that's trouble. That's
trouble. Going to bounce around. Picked up at the 5-yard line. Finally, Tigers there hold that up. And was it Orth to make the hit up down there around the 15-yard line?
Tyler Lay took that first block on and then just paved the way for Isaac Orth to come and make a nice hit. And the host Tiger tacklers able to get him down to the ground the rest of the way. That ball is slick tonight, especially on the ground. Man, that thing is a tough thing to corral.
Orth
Had a touchdown last week, right?
Yes, Isaac is a junior, and this guy plays everywhere. He makes plays. Great on special teams. This is what it's all about, to be a team player, a contributor. This guy is there every week and does it. Gets her done. All right, out of the gun. They're going to give it straight up the middle, and there ain't nothing there. There ain't nothing there. No gain on the play. Tigers eat that up.
Like Stephen Brogan kind of coming around first, and Xander Zeider, and not sure who else on that one.
Well,
Waylon Rentz, I believe.
Guy, yeah, you just got that big bunch of blocks up there in the front, so that just means that to the linebackers and a very terrific crew of linebackers, they can go 6 deep very easily with lots of talent, lots of toughness. All right, 2nd down and 9 for the Golden Bears back inside their 20. Hand off, they try to sweep that side, now cuts it up. He'll dive forward, pick up about 3 toughies, but the Tigers close fast and shut it down to a negligible gain.
I think the Goose was in on that tackle, Spike. Nice pursuit from his defensive tackle position.
Well, that just makes it so much easier for the whole defense when the linemen can fight off blocks.
Yep.
All right, 3rd down and we'll call it 8 to go for Bryan. They're back at their 20-yard line. So the Tigers show just about everybody up in the box. Quarterback has to scramble, and Scott Saccharino! Waylon Rentz. Knife through there, sacked him for a 5-yard loss, and it'll bring up 4th and 12. Bryan will have to punt.
That guy's got a nose for the football. Normally, if you just watch the football, 19 is going to show up on defense. He is around it all the time, making plays, has a knack. Nice play there by Waylon Rentz.
Okay, old crew on this side, Cam Colley on the far side.
This thing's going to be tough to field now. They got the wind is at the punter's back here. This could be a boomer.
Low line drive. It's going to bounce, and it's going to go over his head. That's going to take a terrific roll and bounce. Picked up at the 16-yard line by Colley. Tries to go right. Finds a lane. Cuts back against the middle. Takes on 2 tacklers. Pours his way up to the 32-yard line. A return of about 15 yards. The punt was from down inside the 20. And so you went 60. That was just about 60 yards by the time you, a little over 60, by the time you figure he picked it up inside the 20.
You just hold your breath. You hold your breath, Spike. Every time Cammy gets that ball and makes that cut, man, oh man, he can take it any time.
Yeah.
Nice little return
right.
there.
Well, that got the Tigers out of a hole. They've got the ball at the 32. Big sweep of motion, give on a power dive, running around there with running room, sticks out his straight arm, pounds his way forward, and that's going to be a gain of 11 by Moeller. This is good because Moeller is that type of runner. He's your fullback type that grinds and pounds and gets the tough yardage.
Yep.
And then Rentz and Gary can run up the middle, but they're the guys that kick it out and do their thing, and they have that bigger play. Moeller's that grind guy that you have to have
inside
in
the tackles, slasher,
yes.
Great vision. Yeah, he does a great job inside.
All right, now the double wing that the Tigers have gone to, they go with motion, give straight ahead to Moeller. And Moeller still on a Rentz, Rentz twists and spins his way out of one tackle, battles his way up to the 50-yard line, picked up 3 extra yards on some self-acclaim right there.
That guy is just like, Scott talked about the Cruz brothers like trying to tackle nails. Waylon Rentz is in that same mold. It's just like you better bring 3 or 4 guys because he finds a way to get off that first contact, the first tackle. Willed his way there for a couple more yards.
All right, gain of 6 on the play by Rentz. Now the Tigers wing right set, offset over here. Now motion this way. They're going to give it straight ahead on a dive. A lot of running room straight up the middle. Moeller finally caught, brought down at the 30. So a gain of 21 yards, and the Tigers continue to pound it out now.
Spike, we didn't mention, Caden Kreinbrink did come in at quarterback on this possession here.
Well, don't be surprised to see Liberty go to the air one time here. That's the thing. The Tigers have this very potent passing attack that they could put into play at any time in any situation. So they're not all run-oriented. All right, back to throw. Kreinbrink lost it out there, grabbed at the 25-yard line, and yards after the catch, 3 more by Moeller, and a pickup of about 9 on the play.
Yeah, nice little pass there into the wind. Kreinbrink put it right on the body, exactly what you want. And Thomas, nice catch and decent yardage there on first down. It is nasty. It is absolutely nasty out there. We got some fans on the Bryan side without raincoats. Not sure how they're withstanding that. Mark talked about me getting on the sidelines tonight, and I didn't bring a raincoat, so it was.
Tiger Sports Live would like to thank its 2024-25 title sponsors: KK Collision, Meyer Badenhop Insurance, Affinity IT Group, Swanton Welding, P's and Ello's Pizza, Ohio Asphalt Paving, Davis Farm Services, Holgate Metal Fab, and the Gerald Grain Centers. We appreciate you guys. They support us, so please support them. Insurance, Affinity IT Group, Swanton Welding, P's and Ello's Pizza, Ohio Asphalt Paving, Davis Farm Services, Holgate Metal Fab, and the Gerald Grain Centers. We appreciate you guys. They support us, so please.
Okay, Liberty Center set for action. Handoff on a big power sweep.
Oh.
Gary cuts it outside.
Good
breaks
block.
off one tackle. Driving and pounding from the 5 and into the end zone. It's
hold.
another Liberty Center Tiger touchdown.
I think they're going to get another hold here, Spike.
Uh-oh.
I'm not sure who they got there, but
That is the 3rd costly penalty.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now,
it's sloppy a little bit.
Coach Casey Moeller has a lot of ammunition for film
and a lot of these have
morning.
been on the outside on these big runs too. So
yeah.
Maybe not even plays that need to happen necessarily.
Okay, the end result, after the yardage walked backwards, it is 2nd down and we'll call it 2 to go. Ball outside the 20-yard line. Double wing package, them fumbled and dived on by Kreinbrink. Well, it's not a situation you like, but once in a great while, there's going to be that center quarterback.
Yeah, that ball is wet down there. This is not the kind of game you want to play as a quarterback. I tell you that much. Better have that towel ready, wiping them hands off, keeping that thing dry, because that loaf of bread can get pretty slippery on a night like this.
Clayton Seal, the center. Now in a trend. Now they give to Moeller around the outside, cuts it back up inside, running him down the middle, and down all the way to the 5-yard line. Pick up a 20 yards for the Tigers, and they're knocking on the door again here early in period number 2.
Yeah, it was a good run there by Thomas. They've gotten him loose a little bit here tonight on the inside, and his cutback ability is very nice, and it was a good run.
All right, Kreinbrink under center, single setback, motion with Cruz. They're going to give it straight ahead to Rentz. Rentz powers over one tackler into the end zone. It's a Liberty Center Tiger touchdown. Baby.
The offensive line, Spike, starting to enforce its will now.
Yes.
They're really taking control of this ball game. We're seeing gash runs of 7, 8, 12, 15. Waylon Rentz took it into there, paid that one off. 21-0.
All right, 10:48 on the clock. Good snap. The hold is good. The kick, a line drive style, and Ian Rosebrook drives it through again. So now 31 out of 32 on the season for 98%. You don't get no much get no better than that.
He is Mr. Efficient. Plug and play, guy is almost automatic. That's such a valuable piece just having that. I look at the score last night. Cleveland Glenville beat St. Ed's in a big-time matchup.
Oh.
And Cleveland Glenville had to go for 2 every time because they didn't have a extra point kicker. Like, they don't have a kicker they can rely on. So, you take it for granted at times. And there's been times back in Liberty Center history where we didn't have during back in the 90s and early 2000s, we didn't have a very good kicker. Rex would go for it for 2 almost every time because we had a better percentage of doing that. So Ian Rosebrock doing a great job.
Yeah, well, there was, you go back far enough, once upon a time, there was 20 years there where virtually nobody went for the PAT kick.
Yep.
It was you just went for 2, and that's the way you did it. All right, so the Tigers now setting the tone, leading by 3 scores. And Rosebrock, high end over end. That's going to come down and bobbled at the 5, picked up there. And the Tigers swarmed to the ball. Wow! All over that. Only got it to the 15-yard line. And that is as good as it gets for a cover team. Let's see, that was 20. Was that Orth again on the hit?
Yeah, there was a host of them there. With that little drop that he had, there was 5 Tigers waiting on him there.
Wow.
Bad feeling.
Okay, ball spotted at the 16. The Golden Bears come out with a double wideout. Of course, a single protector for the quarterback. Motion. They'll hand to the motion on a jet sweep, and the Tigers all over that.
Great
Mulder
job.
out
Good
there,
pursuit
slowing
there.
him down, and the Tigers all over that. That's going to be a loss of 5 on the play. Smackerino!
Yeah, big time pursuit there. I seen Thomas Moeller coming up from the safety spot. Camp Colley setting the edge from his corner position. Great job there by the Tigers on that pursuit. That thing had no chance.
I'm not sure who got that tackle credit for the hit, but Moeller has 4 tackles on the year, and as a deep safety, you're not going to get a lot of tackles.
He was shot
all 4 of them, though, have been individual tackles. That's toughness.
Shot out of a can on that one.
Yep. All right, so a loss of 4, 2nd down and 14 for Bryan. They show the spread formation again, back to throw. Now tucks it under, now dumps it underneath.
Ooh.
Caught.
Max Walker, big-time play there.
Wow.
Man, oh, man, he was all over that one from his linebacker position.
Yeah.
Put his head right on the football. Was able to knock that one out. Big-time hit, Max Walker. Reading your keys, being in good position. That's what that was right there.
And that wasn't just aggressiveness. That is taught.
Yep.
In practice, they teach you to stick your helmet on the ball. They teach you how to grab at the ball out of the ball carrier's hand. You just don't slap at it. There's a technique to pulling it out. That time, the helmet was the spear. All right, so 3rd down now, 13 to go. Out of the gun, in trouble, dumps it off for a screen, overthrows him. Boy, the Tigers had that covered. Weimer was over there to help cover that. So was Kern. Both were over there, and they would have kept that to a short gain. So the Tiger defense starting to tighten up here in the second period.
Yeah, trying to take some of that pressure away there on that screen pass. Nice design. Just couldn't quite connect on that. And number 12, quarterback's taking a little bit of punishment tonight for a freshman.
Okay. Tigers have 2 standards. Short punt. That is going nowhere. And that's going to hit at the 30-yard line. It'll bounce forward up to the 37. So with the line of scrimmage at the 13, 24-yard punt.
Yeah, that's that 30-mile-an-hour gust right there.
Yes.
Right about the time he kicked it, Spike. That just stopped that thing right in its tracks.
Boy, that was just like a big jet plane taking off, and it went straight up instead of straight out. More like a helicopter.
Liberty with good field position here again. Start this drive.
All right, Garber spread out wide over here. Tigers using more and more of that double wing set. They put motion, play action. Grady lost it out there, got a man, caught at the 30. Bang his way down to the 20-yard line. Wow, that'll be a gain of 18 yards on the play.
That's a great play. I'm telling you, completing a pass tonight is not an easy ask. It just isn't. I mean, with the rain and the wind, any completed pass I think is a plus, and Grady was able to stand in there and put it right on Thomas.
Yeah,
Nice
you force the defense to stop the run. They get so much single coverage then in pass formations. Grady rolling out, dumps it out, got a man wide open at the 22, cuts it to the outside, down the sideline, Rents. He's into the end zone. It's another Liberty Center Tiger touchdown.
Yeah, that was wide open there that time, Waylon Rents, and Grady was able to put it on him. And once again, you're not going to tackle that guy with one. There was one Bryan defender with a little Olay. Garrison Cruz with a nice block, I believe, there at the goal line. He's in the end zone.
One thing about it, this Liberty Center Tiger offense is not one-dimensional.
No.
They have got the power to run. They've got the technique to run. They've got the people that can run the football, but they can throw it. Kick is up on the way, and boy, up and through the uprights again. What a team there. This may be one of the best ever snapper, holder, and kicker that Liberty has ever had. It's not easy to judge from other years, but they've got this down to a science.
Yeah. It's almost automatic.
I do have a couple scores from the NWOAL. PH leads Wasion 14-0 at the end of one. We've got outside that Genoa leads Otsego 7-6. Fremont Ross over Napoleon 13-0 second quarter.
Wow.
Delta 21, Swanton 0. And do we have the Archbold Blue Streak score? 0-0. No report of the score for the Vikings and the Blue Streaks.
Yeah, that's going to be a good
What was
matchup
that Genoa score?
Genoa 7, Otsego 6, midway through the second quarter.
Yeah,
So tight
I'd like
game.
to look back at those scores from teams we've played, in the comparative score business.
Yeah, I think that Evergreen Archbold matchup is going to be a good one tonight.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be interesting once that gets updated.
Yeah.
Evergreen playing better than they have here the last couple years.
Oh, yeah. They're definitely they've got athletes in Evergreen.
Yeah.
Well,
they've always had athletes.
Archibald's
around
2-2. Evergreen's 2-3.
Yep.
They're
All
3-2. I'm sorry. It says
Rosebrock
2-2.
is a high end over end. That's going to come floating down at the 5-yard line outside the hash. Tries to return
big
up
hit,
the middle.
Jackson
and
Lonazak.
Wow, Lonazak.
Ooh.
I believe
Yeah.
that was
Yep, 18.
Lonazak. There's another player. We haven't mentioned him yet tonight, but he's a tough linebacker. He's a physical player. He's not built like a Rents necessarily. Little smaller
thinner,
yet.
little thinner.
But that guy is strong, and we saw it there.
That was a big
Backs
hit.
out from nothing. All right, Tigers lead this thing 28-0 here at just under 9 minutes, second period. Hand off the right side. He'll dive forward, pick up maybe a yard on the play.
Xander Zeider, I believe, in there first. Kyler Kern, I believe, Spike as well. It's good to see Xander back in there. That is a force to be reckoned with on the defensive line when that guy can get healthy, and he's starting to show some health tonight. I mean, he's been really active, making a lot of plays inside.
Mason Smith, number 10, into the lineup for the Tigers. There's a player that can do a lot of things for you.
Oh,
right
yeah.
up the middle. Wow!
Max Walker.
Baby.
Submarine.
Put a muzzle on that mutt.
Man, oh,
Holy
man.
Jiminy Christmas. Bingo, bango, bongo.
Talk about meeting you in the hole. Max Walker looked like he shot out of a cannon there.
Max,
Took him low for the submarine.
I love Max. He's an easygoing guy, laughing and joking.
He's a scrapper, isn't he?
But, boy, I'll tell you what, when it's game time, that switch gets flipped.
I wouldn't want to fight him over a sandwich.
No. Okay. The Golden Bears come out with a double wideout. They try to flip it over the middle and nearly picked off at around the 20-yard line.
Mason Smith there on that jump. He hit him right in the numbers. Act like he was kind of surprised that thing got through.
Well, it went through Thomas Moller's hands, and I think it surprised him.
Oh man, he He's kicking himself down there, but nice defensive play.
I want to take the flip side of this is all pretty positive. We've had a few very untimely penalties, but some of these routes are open, and folks, Liberty Center's on a great roll, but we're not undefeatable. We are not. Rolls around and picked up. It looks like Old Crew, and he's going to spin and bang and pop off people. He'll get.
I don't know if they threw a flag or it was the beanbag.
Beanbag. Yep. He picked up 6 of the toughest yards you'll ever get. But Bryan's doing some things. They're just not connecting on some of these routes. But Tiger fans, we are not invincible. This is a team that has to grow and get better as time goes. We aren't there yet, as Coach Moeller will attest to. Double wing set. They put Cruz in motion. Play action. Crimebrink throws the home run ball and just knocked away from Garber down there at the 10-yard line. Good defense. Crimebrink laid it out there.
Good ball.
Oh, man. I love his downfield throws.
Tough catch in this driving rain.
Yeah, I mean, that was on a rope and
need a whole
got on you quick, especially
bag
with
of
this.
Stick-em.
Especially with this wind. Blake couldn't quite corral that thing in, but it was a good ball there by Caden Crimebrink.
Collie comes into the lineup. Moeller goes out. Looks like it could be a passing situation. We got Cruz wing right set. Now they're going to dump it up the middle to Rentz. Rentz powers forward and pounds down close to the 30-yard line. It'll be a gain of 10, and that'll be enough for a Tiger first down, 11-yard gain.
Bryan, did that almost look like an RPO? I mean, he held that ball in the gut quite a bit.
It could have been. That's one thing about this offense is, if you can really carry out your fakes as a quarterback, there's plays for you down the road because everybody keys in on these running backs.
All right, now the Tigers going with a straight T backfield right out of the old days. Give to the third back. That's Cruz. Cruz takes on one right over the top. And now the ball rolling around on the deck. And let's see, no signal yet. Liberty Center recovered their own fumble.
Bryan recovered it, but they called him down.
He must have called him down.
He called him down. Oh.
I'm not sure on that. Gary looked like he was kind of jumping after that ball, so I'm thinking he thought he fumbled, but we'll take it.
Well, now the coach is over there arguing. The appears to be their head coach. Boy, that'll be one to see in the replay later on. All right, Tigers come out with that full house backfield again. Rentz in the middle. They'll give straight ahead. Moeller on a dive. Powers forward. That ball pops up and loose. Tigers battling for that one around the 11-yard line. Not sure, and it appears to be Liberty Center football.
Man, that thing come shooting out of there. Somebody must have put the helmet on the football there of Thomas Moeller. That thing come springing out of there.
The Goose got it?
No, I think number 55 from Bryan there on the hit. Okay, sorry.
The Goose on the recovery. Gain of, we'll call it 7 yards on the play.
Back.
That's just what I'm talking about. Some of these penalties, didn't need them. And a couple fumbles, and we haven't been as sharp.
Yep.
There's going to be a lot of work to do, Tiger fans. All right, give straight ahead. Rentz twists back one way, cuts back another. He's into the end zone. It's another Liberty Center Tiger touchdown.
Big hole that time, and Whalen did the rest for another touchdown.
It's that offensive line.
Yeah.
Those guys get no blame. They are the greatest of all time. This is the best it's ever been. You can holler about all the things going wrong, but that offensive line is perfectamundo.
Yeah,
it sounds good.
They're enforcing their will here in this first half, Spike. No doubt about it.
Interesting note. Well, let's go to the we'll come back with that. We'll go to commercial break.
All right, we're going to thank our sponsors here because without them, these broadcasts couldn't happen. KK Collision, Meyer Badenhupp Insurance, Affinity IT Group, Ohio Asphalt Paving, Davis Farm Services, Swanton Welding, Pizzanello's Pizza, the Gerald Grain Centers, Holgate Metal Fab, and last but not least, the Liberty Center Athletic Boosters. We appreciate these guys a lot of these camera shots you see and the high-definition video and our platform is all made possible by this group of people.
Okay, now back to the point. On my drive over here, I'm tooling down Route 6, and I flipped it to the Archbold radio station, and that they were having a interview with one of Archbold's very famous longtime coaches. Now he's in the broadcast booth for 96.1. Anyway,
John Downing.
No, we're not going to mention names. Anyway, and he says, Liberty's defense is pretty good, but they lost some stand-up, outstanding players, and I just don't think they're going to be as good. And on that note, taken there on one hop at the 10-yard line, returns straight ahead, squirts his way through, and I believe was that Mason Smith on the tackle. Yep, Mason Smith on the tackle up at
and
the
number
30.
4.
T-Lay was in there on a late one,
So
too.
he said Liberty's got a great defense, but he said they lost the Cruzes. They lost Bockelman. They may not have that anchor. They may not have the big enough boys to make this long tournament run. They're definitely going to be challenged. So I take that as a challenge to you.
I name
Liberty
names,
Center.
Spike. I name names. My grandma said the chickens have come home to roost, baby.
Yeah. All right, handoff straight ahead, and the Tigers
Nothing doing
all
there.
over that. No gain
Brogan.
on the play. Nothing against John. He's doing it in the heat
sure.
of the moment on the interview, and he meant no malice. But let's take that as a challenge, Tiger.
Well, listen, these regions these are no jokes. I mean, if we're talking about winning the region, which has not happened always in Liberty Center history, like it's a rare thing to happen.
Yes.
And that's what he was talking about. So
Yep.
if we were in the region again this year, man, that would be fantastic.
All right, Walker now in there with Rentz as a linebacker. Give straight ahead, and the Tigers collapse that offensive line. They push him back
That's
3
nasty.
yards, push
That is
the running
nasty.
back 5 yards back. A loss on the play.
Kellen Weimer and Garrison Cruz on top, and
Wow,
Xander Zider
Xander
underneath.
Zider, yep.
And then Whalen just came in and absolutely bending backwards. Ooh,
Hey,
that
guys.
is physicality.
Quick update, Blue Streaks 14, Evergreen 7, and just about the end of the second quarter.
Okay. Yeah, that physicality inside, this Liberty Center team, they'll hit you, and they're going to hit you, and they're going to hit you again. And they got some guys out there that'll put one on you that you're going to feel the next morning. And that's what you're seeing inside on that defensive line. These linebackers coming and clean things up.
Okay, third down now.
Colton Sapansky
We'll
out
call it
corner.
11. Double wide out to the far side. Straight drop. Not much time.
Got it.
Pressure there. Santorino!
Kellen
Weimer. Bingo, baby.
Yeah, Kellen stayed at it there from his defensive line position, kept fighting. Quarterback getting out and scrambling, and he was able to rally and get him down to the ground. Great play there by Kellen Weimer, young sophomore.
That
just
kid is
continues to
getting
excel.
nothing but better. He
Yeah.
really came on this year in two-a-days and has really made a mark. So with that loss, brings up 4th and 15, so they'll punt. Low line drive. That's going to hit, picked up by Colley there at the 45-yard line,
Ooh,
and
nice
he's
hit
hit
there.
right away by a slashing tackle. No gain on the return, and Liberty Center will take over there at their own 44. Bryan's got some players.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys aren't.
They do, Spike.
They aren't inept.
They
But
got
this-
they got some players on defense and obviously offense too. They've had some decent plays tonight, and I don't think they're as far away as one might think by looking at their record. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I think this will be a whole new team next year.
Tigers with double tight end there. We're going to run a power to Moeller on the right side. Breaks right through that. Slips his way and bangs down inside the 50 to the 47. So it'll be a gain of 9 on the play.
It's a good run there by Thomas. Somebody had him up around the shoulder pads, is able to shake that off. Get some big yards there on first down.
I'm not going to be surprised if Liberty Center features the pass in this drive here. There's 2.5 to go here in period number 2. They're going to run a power sweep to Cruz. Cruz tiptoes, Ganses finds his hole, cuts it up, picks up 8 yards, and that's going to move the chains. Tigers with a 1st and 10 at the 38.
That was a good cut there by Whalen.
Yeah,
or Gary Cruz, excuse me, and was able to get some extra yards on that.
And Cruz didn't just go blowing through there. He waited. He hesitated. He found his seam and then cut it up for extra yardage. All right, Garber spread out wide to the far side. Double wing set with Cruz in the backfield. Now motion. They'll pitch it to the motion on a jet sweep. Got a host of blockers out there and rambling and rolling his way down to about the 25-yard line.
Everything's working right now.
That
Spike.
was Bartels on that jet sweep.
Yeah.
Boy, the Tigers, they use that more now, Jigs, I think, than ever before.
Yeah.
The double wing set
Yep.
with the jet sweeps. And that used to be just that extra play.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing it as a staple. Colley spread out wide to the far side out of the I formation. They're going to give it to Moeller. Moeller with a great seal block there. And pounding and driving down to the 15-yard line. Yeah. So a gain of 13. Yeah, a tackle over there. Great seal block.
It was.
You know, it's funny when the Goose is running out there full speed looking for somebody to block.
Yeah. If you watch his technique on there, Goose kind of came through the hole, turned back inside to pick up an extra linebacker because he knew where that flow was coming from. That was a great play there by Brady Giesecke to get Thomas a couple extra yards. These are some big holes, Spike.
Yes. All
this
right.
This offensive line is
We've got
getting after it.
Out of the gun is Miller. Miller now keeps it. He'll run around the left side, stepping and dancing and prancing, binging his way and down inside the 5 to the 3, and it's a Tiger first down now. Clock at 45 seconds, so Liberty Center will try to get this thing punched in before the half. They already lead it 35-0.
Yeah, if you look at Bryan's sideline, Spike, not a whole lot of players down there, so this 8th grade class of 31 is really going to help them with some numbers, and, you know, they obviously can't have a JV squad, and I don't know how many freshman games they're playing, so when you get dwindled numbers like this in a program, it has lasting effects.
Yeah, no question about it. All right, Miller comes out. He'll be under center. Tigers with the ball in the 2, give to the second back, Moeller, and he's into the end zone. It's another Tiger touchdown. 41-0 with the point after touchdown coming up.
Punch that one in right before the half here, 5 seconds left, and I think they were going to be content whether that got in or not, probably just run that clock out for the remainder of the half. We will get a running clock there in the second half.
All right, Fitzenreiter on the snap. Good hold by Cranebrink. Kicked by Ian Rosebrook. Good again. 42-0. 6 touchdowns for the Tigers here in the first half.
I think we're going to see a lot of new faces in the second half, Spike, similar to what we saw last week there. We'll get the chance to see some of these young dynamic players. We had some action last week. Max Perry with his first-time touchdown. Isaiah Badenhop, I believe, with his first touchdown. And I think Isaac Orth as well with his
Isaiah
first touchdown.
Badenhop's highlight that we posted on Facebook had over 14,000 views.
Whoa.
Now, I talked to his dad. His dad said, maybe Grandma had half of that.
Just put that thing on replay.
14.
Oh, that's on YouTube.
Facebook. We throw highlights on Facebook
just put that baby on replay.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, our light show video.
Oh, that was awesome.
At halftime, what was it, Diamond Dan? 47,000.
No kidding. Wow.
Diamond Dan in the drone.
Incredible.
How do you get those?
If we told you, we'd have to kill you.
Oh, pretty cool stuff.
It's all
here.
technology, Spike. Boom Boom and I don't give our secrets away.
High and over and boot, and that's going to hit 5 yards deep in the end zone. The ball now will come out to the 20. So the Tigers using every different facet of kickoff options in the book. And with 5 seconds to go, keeping us from the halftime break. Liberty on top, 42-0.
And at halftime, we will cover the bands playing. It kind of gives us a little bit of a break. Diamond Dan will set the camera up and enjoy the bands. We'll have both Liberty Center will go first, and the home team Bryan's band will then finish the halftime festivities. We'll be back with stats after that, too.
All right, give off. And that'll end the half. Liberty Center with a substantial lead here as we head for the break.
All right, we'll be back right after this halftime break.
Gentlemen, the Tiger Marching Band. Oh, yeah.
marching band performing the title song from the 1986 musical, Battle of the Outlaws.
At least it's not like long.
Yeah.
Here is the Bryan Marching Band performing John Williams' Duel of the Fates from Star Wars Episode 1.
I kicked him outside. Which way do I go?
All right, we're back here. Halftime. Fountain City, the home of Bryan Golden Bears. Liberty Center up big, 42-0. Jigs, I'm sure the stats will tell the same story.
Yeah, we'll go over a few stats here for Liberty Center in that dominant first half. Total yards for Liberty Center in that first half, 343. They had 273 rushing yards, 70 passing yards. For Bryan, a total of 27 yards, 36 rushing, -9 passing yards in that first half. For Liberty Center on the ground, Waylon Rentz, 6 carries for 58 yards. Garrison Cruz, 5 carries for 79. And Thomas Muller, 8 carries for 113 yards for the leading rushers there. In the air, Grady Miller was 3 of 5 for 61 yards. Caden Kreinbrink was 1 of 2 for 9 yards. Catching the football, Thomas Muller, 2 for 26. Waylon Rentz, 1 for 21. We had a touchdown, and Garrison Cruz, 1 for 23. On the defensive side of the ball, excuse me, Garrison Cruz had 6 tackles.
Were you doing the dance party, Jigs, or what?
Something, man. They got
Bryan
the
with the light show and the dance party
we
going
got
on.
to turn down for what going on? Come on. Waylon Rentz, 8 tackles. Xander Zeider with 5. Stephen Brogan, 4 tackles. And Jackson Bartels with the interception return for the touchdown. And that pretty much wraps up the first half in that dominant performance from Liberty Center, Spike.
Yeah, you know, the tackles. Let's see if I can bring this up. Rentz and Gary Cruz.
And Brogan.
Yeah.
Probably that 3, right?
Let me see. Brogan is, I think, 3rd.
Okay.
But they don't have it's not a one-man show. You know,
Yep.
Trent Cruz last year really
Trenton and Colton were pretty
had
dominant.
an edge
Yep.
and led everybody by far. But let's see here. It is really spread out nicely. I mean, you've got Cam Colley, 15, Grady Miller, 10, Blake Garber with 15 tackles, Waylon Rentz, 23, Lanazak, 9, Garrison Cruz, 23, Zeider, 13, Baxter Barrett, 9 in his shortened stint, Max Walker, 9. T. Lay had 8 tackles just playing in 2 games. Brogan, 15 tackles.
Okay.
Cifuentes, who's not playing tonight, he's kind of getting himself healthier because, and they didn't need to push the button. He's got 10 tackles. But it's not dominated by a couple people.
That's right.
It has spread out wide, and I just love that concept. Nobody.
It shows you the depth of this defense, and we've talked about the lack of drop-off when some of these subs come in, and the excellence just continues. And, yeah, that's what you're going to see when you have a team that has this much depth, that are getting this much time for some of these second and third teamers, where you're not going to have a guy that's got 120 tackles like we've seen sometime in the past. But that's not to say we don't have good defenders, but that's to say that we have a very deep team that is all very effective. But these 3 linebackers are pretty nasty.
Oh, boy.
They are pretty nasty.
Yeah. Okay, we've got, I believe that's Perry down there warming up.
Yeah, Max Perry. Hey, before we get started in the second half here, let me throw out some stuff with our schedule. Next week, we're packed. Tuesday, we've got volleyball and boys soccer. Thursday, it's kind of cool. We're going to have 7th and 8th grade junior high back-to-back. Patrick Henry will bring both squads.
Nice.
And we'll have those for you. And then we'll be Friday, we'll be at Patrick Henry, the House of Heat, I'll call it. You know me. And then Saturday, we've got volleyball. We got Patrick Henry JV football. Then we've got boys soccer. Man, we're just loaded next week. Join us. And again, if you're out there on our Facebook channel, hit that subscribe button, man. That is really, really helpful to us. Hey, right now, we just got some updated scores. Evergreen 20, The Archibald Blue Streaks 14
Wow.
at halftime. Patrick Henry 26, Wauseon 0, and Delta 21, Swanton 0. So NWOAL updates there for you.
Well, and that means Liberty's got some competition coming. They've got Patrick Henry. They've got Evergreen. They've got
We're at Patrick Henry and at Delta. So
and Delta and Wauseon. Wauseon is still Wauseon, even if they're having a.
And we're at Wauseon.
Yeah, so this will be good. Liberty Center are going to have to mentally gear it back in.
Yep.
Yeah, we only have one home broadcast for varsity football left, and that'd be the Evergreen Vikings. We'll be on the road at Patrick Henry, on the road at Delta, and last game of the season will be on the road at Wauseon.
All right, here's the kickoff. Short and picked up there and slowed down by
Jackson Bartels there, I believe, on the tackle spike, on the solo.
Sonnenberg. Slowed him down. Bartels on the official tackle, so Bryan will take over.
Looks like we'll get the
on their 35.
First team squad here. Start off the second half.
Yeah, which is kind of standard.
Yep. This is a running clock.
Procedure.
This is a running clock.
All right, out of the gun. Give off the right side.
Oh, my.
And, wow.
Oh, my.
Somebody had him down around his ankles.
Yeah, Kyler Kern underneath, and then the Goose bent him over there. That is a big body coming down on you. Goose laid the lick. Nice start there to the second half for the defensive line. You know, Kyler Kern he's been sneaky here, getting in on plays, and he's kind of found his spot in that defensive end position.
Yeah, he was unheralded coming into the season, and he just went right up the ladder. No hands down, no two ways about it. He impressed immediately and just has really risen into that spot and earned it like a good Kern would. Well, now they're going to play it.
Timeout, maybe.
Timeout, Bryan. I'm not sure they had enough players on the field.
Okay.
2, 4, 6, 8. Nope, they had 10. We got, now we've got a lot of response to the Bryan Light Show. We've got Light Show Gate now. You know, they want Liberty to step it up, and then Bryan will have to step it up. I'm trying to get a Napoleon update score. I think it's 26-0 Fremont Ross over Napoleon.
That's really surprising.
Yeah, that was going to be tough competition.
Yeah, Fremont Ross is, what are they, 500?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured Napoleon would win that game.
But aren't they in that same league, but different upper division,
yes,
lower
I believe
division?
they're in the upper.
Are they in the NLL together?
They are, but upper.
Napoleon's in the lower division.
Yeah,
they probably couldn't pass much tonight.
20-13. I'm sorry, Napoleon trailing Fremont Ross.
Okay.
Oh, that's close then. That's good. A knifing tackle, come nose diving in there.
Guess
Waylon
who?
Rentz.
Waylon Rentz.
Wow.
Not a lot going here for Bryan offensively. After those first two drives, Spike, they had some success up the middle, and then a couple of them pass plays. Since then, it has been nothing doing anywhere. Not a lot of options here of the offensive coordinator from Bryan.
Okay, let's see who the defensive end is on that far side who just came sprinting into the lineup.
Lewis Collins, I believe. Big Lou on the D end.
Yep, 67.
Yep. Back to throw.
Ooh.
Dumps off a screen. Caught and smothered underneath
Nice
there.
play.
Sider slowed it down. Who made the peel?
63.
That was Stevie Brogan.
Yeah, and the quarterback's on his back again. Waylon Rentz said a little hello that time. And
Brogan, I'm sorry. Brogan is that typical middle linebacker from back in 1960. He just drew come down. This guy is a pro. He is a mechanic out there. Comes to work with a lunch pail.
Yeah.
Gets it done. He's the backbone of that Tiger defense.
Hey, guys, Fremont Ross and Napoleon are both in the Cardinal division.
Oh, they are.
Oh, okay. All right. Short punt and taking
Great
their
catch.
fair catch called for. Collie came up. We've said it before, but the special teams coaches, they insist that you try to make that catch.
Yep.
You don't want to give up yardage on the bounce.
Yeah, heading into that win, that's a tough catch for Cam. Way to field that thing, fair catch it.
Max Perry is coming out at quarterback here.
Okay. We got, get you some numbers here. Gabe Clapp in there to tackle number 61, Tate Parasini. 26, Tyler Roars at a running back. Will Fitzenreiter at a wing back. Tyler Worth at another wing.
All right, double wing set. Gives the Roars. Roars pounds it right up the middle, and he'll nosedive forward for 5 yards, 4 yards on the play.
Mason Smith, number 10, coming in. Trying to get that left side of that offensive line. Who else is that? Who's the guard over there? 58, center, Trey Flory.
All right, wing set left. Orth around the
Nice
outside
block.
running room there. Puts a straight arm, goes over the top, dives forward, down inside the 35 to the 33. A gain of 18 yards for Isaac Orth. That guy just keeps rearing his ugly head of his.
Yeah, Mason Smith with a great block there on the split end. He kind of tucked that corner inside, got him, and then it was just the safety left to beat. Good run there, Isaac Orth. Number 27 in the game, Dakota Zabo at a split end.
All right, two setbacks, wing to the right set, motion now, Fitzenreiter.
Ooh.
Now we had a busted play trying to roll out. I'm not sure if their feet got tangled on that.
Yeah. Looked like the
jet
running backs
sweep.
ran into each other there, Spike. Not
Yeah.
sure what happened, but not able to get positive yards there. I've had plays like that where I've turned the wrong way and ran into a running back. That does not feel very good.
Wow.
Turn around and expect to run the football, and boom, you got a guy right in your face.
All right, Bryan quickly there to take advantage. So a loss of about 10 on the play. And a little timing off again.
Ooh.
And that's going to be another 5-yard loss for the Tigers.
Yeah, not sure what happened there either. It looked like almost like a dive that got messed up.
Or an RPO, and they couldn't decide who was doing what there. That was a little un-Liberty Center-esque.
Yeah, we don't want to do that at Perrysburg tomorrow with this crew.
Now, again, this will be a good training ground. Tate Parasini, 61 in there on the interior. All right, wing right set, wide out over here. They're going to run pitch sweep, cuts it up through there, takes on tacklers, and pulls forward down inside the 40. Gain of about 9 yards coming back the other way, but still looking at 3rd down and 15 to go.
I think we're going to punt here. Looks like the punt team's coming out.
4th down, excuse me. Yeah.
This will be the first punt of the game for Liberty Center. If they punt. Crime Brink back there.
He had a boomer last week.
Yeah, Crime Brink stepped in. You know, we've
Looks like he's got about a 35-mile-an-hour wind in his favor.
If he can't put this one inside 5. He took a little off. Pretty nice.
hits right at the goal line, on through the end zone, out of play. So Bryan will take possession in their own territory here with 4:40 left here in the 3rd period.
We were about through the 3rd quarter here already with this running clock. Speeding the game up a little bit. A few other numbers. Colton Sapansky on a corner down to our side. Caden Sonnenberg, he's been in quite a bit tonight, but he's out there at a sniper, 56. Lucas Navarre on the line. Tyler
Old
Lay.
Crew and Fitzenreiter on defense on the far side. Give straight up the middle, and the interior of the Tigers line all over that, sniffing it out, blowing it up, and pushing it.
Kyler Kern, Tyler Lay getting up from that pile. Number 20, Adam Foster in the game here as well. Number 12 on a corner, Ty Jackson.
So Bryan comes out. Wide outs to either side. Tight end left. Now rolling this way. Dumps it underneath. And
fumble.
Wow.
Max
Coming
Walker.
across, Max Walker laid a peel on him, knocked the ball loose.
That guy's been everywhere tonight, hasn't he? Old Max Walker.
Wow. Yeah.
He's had a big game.
All right.
Well, you guys, and Max Walker's been dinged up. That's the reason he hasn't kicked off and punted. He's had a hip issue, so to see him out there flying around like that's probably a good sign for Liberty Center.
Absolutely.
Levi Spade, number 52.
Brady Badenhop
Nose tackle.
in there as well. Spike at a sniper.
Okay, out of the gun. They're just going to give it straight ahead. Running room there, grabbed by Spade and thrown down.
Is that going to be one of those hip tackles?
I think they got a face mask. It looks like they were signaling. Not sure who on there.
Personal foul. Stage fans.
Okay.
Defense. First down by penalty measurement.
That's probably, what is that, 5th or 6th penalty maybe tonight? And
Maybe.
some decent yards. One thing to clean up here for this Tiger squad is a couple of the penalties tonight.
Always room for improvement. All right. Now play action over the middle. Couldn't hang on. Pass was just a little bit high. And maybe it was a good thing he got down because coming fast was Tyler Roars. Wow, if he would have caught that on the rebound, he'd have got peeled.
Yeah, he would have. That was a good read there by Taylor Roars. You kind of get, as a safety, you get caught in between on that where you want to come up and make the hit, but then you see a wobbler coming like that, and you're like, oh, should I stay back here, try to make the interception if he doesn't catch it, or should I come up and make the hit?
Yeah.
Is that the voice of experience there,
it
Jigs?
is. I've been there. Yeah, I've been there.
What did you like, offense or defense?
Defense.
Ben?
I like to hit
You
people.
like to hit people.
Yeah.
Rolling out, has a man out there, caught at the 50, tries to put on a move, but the Tigers recover
Good rally. I
and
think
bring him down after 5 yards.
JT Okra, I believe, Spike on that tackle.
Yeah.
Good rally.
All right, third down.
Lewis Collins on the quarterback pressure. Getting after him there in the backfield.
T. Lay still in the game. He, as a linebacker, he needs minutes. You know, he could play defensive line or linebacker.
That's a hold.
Oh, yeah. Easy call.
And caught at the
It's coming back.
45. Tigers finally catch up. Big gain down to the 30, but flags came from a couple different directions.
Lon
and
is
this will be
that.
coming back.
Got his jersey stretched to another size.
Yeah.
He's now an XL.
That was pretty obvious there, right on the end, too. They weren't going to miss that one.
Now, that might have been pretty obvious to a lot of you guys, but there's a few of us that didn't see it.
Ashton Naguki, number 56 in there.
Naguki.
Excuse me.
Naguki. I don't know how to spell it, but I know his family.
Sawyer
for that.
Backelman, if you remember the name Backelman, Sawyer, number 70 as a freshman, just happens to be related to
That's going to be
Landon
the end of the
Backelman
third
last
quarter
year.
here. So let's go through our sponsors real quick. KK Collision, the leader in the automotive repair industry, 27 years right here in Northwest Ohio. Meyer Badenhop Insurance. They believe that insurance is a people business, building relationships with their clients and companies in Northwest Ohio since 1933. Affinity IT Group, providing IT solutions, is what they do best. Ohio Asphalt Paving. Let us put our over 15 years of paving experience to work for you. Get a free estimate by the next business day. Go to our website, ohioasphalt.com. Davis Farm Services, that family-owned agronomy business. Locations in Liberty and Delta. 50 years of service to our community. Swanton Welding, not just a metal fabricator, but a partner in your project since 1956. Pisanello's Pizza, right uptown Liberty Center. Gerald Grain Centers, 9 locations to help you with all your grain needs. And Holgate Metal Fab, 14,000 feet of fabrication area, makes them the shop you can count on.
Oh, I love that sound. All right. Out of the gun, drops back, looks to throw deep, down the middle on a slant, knocked away. Let me see. Badenhop maybe got a hand on that, knocked that out of there.
Yeah, I don't think he was expecting that. About to hit him. He was kind of looking at the defender and popped up, and that ball was pretty close there. Looks like Bryan's
ran that post pattern, had a guy out there, but defended, and now 4th down and 15 to go.
Cam Colley tried to sneak back on the field. The coach grabbed him. Nope.
He wanted to return one, didn't he?
Yep.
So Foster and Old Crew. Now the return people. Old Crew to this side. Boy, there's a high floater coming up.
Uh-oh.
Can't get
That's
it.
live.
That ball's going to go into the end zone. That's game. That anybody can get it.
No, I don't think he touched it.
I don't think you can advance it, though, right? Why do they call him touchback?
No, touchback. He didn't touch it.
I
thought it hit him right in the shoulder pads.
It'll be the interpretation. Did he touch it or not? I
think
thought he
definitely-
might have got a paw on it.
I think it definitely touched him.
They're saying no.
I don't think you can advance a muff punt, though. So technically it would come back to where, if it did hit him, it should come back to there, I think.
It went into the end zone. Does
Yes.
that kill it right away? Once it goes, I still think that could be a live ball. I'm not sure.
Nope, the referees are going to figure it out, and they're going to rule it a touchback. First down, Liberty Center. They ruled it as a touchback. He didn't touch it. That's what they said.
Well,
not sure I agree with that either, guys, but
I think it hit him. We'll take it.
That was a vicious punt, too.
And the referee's not even watching here on this side.
All right, give on a power
Big
sweep
run
around
here.
that side. A lot of running room. Pick up at least 9, maybe 10 on the play. Enough for a Tiger first down.
Guys, the referee on this side of the field had the other game ball in his hand and talking to the Bryan coach, and he just turned around and went, "Wait, whatever."
He might have missed it.
Fortunately, the play went to the other side.
Yeah. Oh. Isaac Worth, a nice first down run there.
Boy, that Orth name just keeps popping up.
Yeah.
All right, 1st and 10 for Liberty on their own 30. 9 minutes left here in the ball game. Power sweep coming around this way. Kicks to the outside, puts on a straight arm, and piled on. I believe that was Fitzenreiter who danced and dingled and bangled his way for 7 yards.
77, Cole Schultz coming in.
All right, 2nd down, 3 to go. Tigers with a double wing set, single setback, now motion. Somebody must have moved on the
I think
line.
Isaac got a little early start there from his wing position. And
Did he just get up wrong?
he got up a little bit, then he tried to go back down.
Oh,
is
that's what it was.
Yep.
Ah.
We got the ref lost his hat. Look at that, Tyler Rohr's retrieving.
It's a little windy out there today, guys.
You know, it must have. I see the umbrellas are all gone.
Yeah, it did stop raining now, so
Crowd thinned out somewhat, but
Diamond Dan had to put his towel away because he doesn't need to wipe it up anymore.
wow, a die right up the middle, good for about 4.
68 Mason Talent in there, I believe, at a guard.
Braxton Light, 16 checks in.
Braxton Light had a play last week, picked up that fumble, almost took it to the house.
All right, 3rd and 5 for Liberty. At their own 35, wing right package. Now they run the deep pitch, kicks outside, spins forward. pick up a 3 on the play, so it'll bring up 4th down and 2.
Ty Jackson on the run there, Spike. 4th and short. Let's see what the Tigers dial up here.
Well, with 7 minutes to go, I would expect they'll try to punt.
Yeah,
You know, they're
looks like
pretty proud of this shutout.
Yeah, absolutely.
A shutout is a big deal with the Tiger
Yeah,
coaches.
absolutely it is.
Our only 2 touchdowns we've given up, not really plays from scrimmage so much, but Napoleon threw that 85 or 90-yard
2 big plays,
broken
Spike.
coverage touchdown. High punt by Kreinbrink. Fair catch called for at the 35-yard line. And then the
Big one from Otsego, right?
Yeah, the 97-yarder from was that a punt? Kick?
No, that was a
No,
run
it
from
was
scrimmage.
Yeah.
Oh,
they
run
had
from
him pinned deep.
scrimmage.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Yep, he kicked it to the outside and came around the corner, and
Yeah,
that was late in the
You know,
game.
guys, you talk about that, and we Scott Barrett and I were talking about this, and Liberty's given up 2 touchdowns on 2 big plays.
Yeah,
No drives.
right.
Yeah,
No
right,
drives,
yes.
and that's
right.
important.
The Golden Bears
Tate Murdoch, number 32 in.
and breaks one.
Bockelman there
Hang
on the
on
tackle.
doggedly. Bachman, grabbed left ankle, wouldn't let go.
He's used to picking up cows on the farm like that, Spike. Him and his brother
Just hog tying.
just hog tie, just pick them up and move them over there.
Levi Howe made a couple nice plays last week. In at a
Levi,
sniper.
that number 0.
35, Brody Jakeway in at a linebacker.
Brody Jakeway's a tough kid.
Yeah, he is. He's a tough
showed
runner.
well in
Yep.
his appearances this year. Gives straight ahead and pounds forward, and a good surge by the offensive line. And that's a 1st down.
Lewis Collins.
Whole new
Jakeway.
unit for Liberty
I
Center.
think with freshmen are going to get a run here. A lot of the
Yep.
freshmen.
All the freshmen.
I don't know if we'll get to all the numbers.
Guys, I was doing some looking at numbers. I'm sorry, Jay, because you talked about
Go ahead.
numbers. Bryan's got 31 kids.
Yeah, it's down. Yeah,
That's tough.
That's right. That 8th grade class is going to help next year. I think
Yeah, they had 31 on the roster for the 8th grade.
All right, back to throw.
Oh,
Out
good
route,
play there.
super defensive play. That's how you do it. That's how you read about it in the book. That's how you apply it to the field.
Yeah, Tate Murdoch
Wow.
there, Spike. It's a good job to not
Yes.
get a penalty there. He kind of kept that arm on the hip and was able to reach and kind of
Yep,
slot that thing.
yep,
That's
he-
textbook.
The left arm stayed kind of hidden. It
Yeah,
may
get
have
him right
been
on the hip there.
Right on the hip.
Uh-huh.
Right arm stretched out. Got in front, knocked it away. Textbook perfect. Yep. Fine young athlete.
Uh-oh, we got – oh, boy. He's offside.
And they're going to run it. Hey, let him
Yeah, let him
go.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Handoff, tries
Nice
to
play
dance
there.
his way through, but the Tigers collapse and battle all over that one.
65, Billy Kruger in there knifing in.
Guys, the Liberty coaches were over there helping the players. I love that. It really is. Let them play. Come on.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, clock winding down here. There's 3.5 minutes to go. Liberty Center put up 42 in the first half, and that's just kind of where they have laid the washing. All right, 3rd down. Back to throw, has to roll right, looking upfield. Great coverage downfield, and smoked underneath there. Sagarino.
52 and 66 there.
72 too.
Easton Flory, Big E, number 66, and 72, Gabe Clapp. And then
Wow. I took that split second to look downfield, and the coverage was terrific. I mean, there was nobody open. They were on them like steak.
Liberty's short a guy here. Well, they'll run somebody on real quick.
Roars jumps back into the lineup. Now the snap. high, spiraling. Comes all the way back, picked up at the 10, working his way forward, and twists his way out of bounds. That's Badenoff.
That is a tough.
Isaiah.
That's a tough catch tonight. You saw him bobble a little bit there, Spike.
Wow, that was a
ball,
boomer.
It was, and that thing is, man, between the lights, the wind, and everything else, that is a tough catch tonight. He was able to corral that thing, get some positive yards.
All right, clock running, of course, under 2 minutes. Tigers will have time to maybe get a couple plays off.
Yep. Stay tuned for the KK Collision post-game show. We'll try to get up some stats here. And the big dog.
Wow. Pick up a 12 on the
Ooh,
play.
that looked like a face mask. Big time. Braxton Light. Ooh.
We got getting under a minute here. I think this maybe 2 more plays might do her here. Save some of that JV Spike for tomorrow morning. They should be pretty fresh.
Oh, yeah.
Victory formation.
Yep, they'll take a knee.
All right, that's going to be it for tonight. Liberty Center 42, the Bryan Golden Bears 0. And we're going to take a break here. We'll be back with the KK Collision postgame show and the Kent Michael Spies Big Dog Award. We'll be back. Meyer Badenhop Insurance, Affinity IT Group, Swanton Welding, P's and Ello's Pizza, Ohio Asphalt Paving, Davis Farm Services, Holgate Metal Fab, and the Gerald Grain Centers. We appreciate you guys. They support us, so please support them.
This broadcast is copyrighted by Tiger Sports Live for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of Tiger Sports Live is prohibited.
And now it's time for the KK Collision post-game show. KK Collision, the leader in the automotive repair industry, been serving Northwest Ohio for over 27 years. They offer fast and reliable repair options that stand above the competition. Call 888-533-7801 for your free estimate. Guys, we'll go easy on the stats here, Jigs, but we've got some great offensive numbers. What do they look like?
Yeah, tonight Liberty Center had a total of 392 yards, leading rushers on the ground. Thomas Muller with 8 carries for 113 yards. Waylon Rentz, 6 carries for 58. Garrison Cruz, 5 for 79. Isaac Gorth, 2 carries for 22 yards. Passing, I don't believe that changed from the first half, but you had Thomas Muller, 2 catches, 26 yards. Waylon Rentz, 1 catch, 21 yards and touchdown. Garrison Cruz, 1 catch for 23 yards. Bryan had a total of 42 yards of total offense tonight. It just pretty much sums up the dominant performance we saw from Liberty Center.
Well, yeah, and you guys, multiple times you talked about the defensive line play and how they just stacked up. I want to go back to a comment, Spike, you made, and it's actually, I know you're over there going, uh-oh, what's he going to do to me? No, but, we talk about rushing totals. And, and we don't – it's a weird season. Because, if Waylon Rentz played all 4 quarters of every game, how many yards would he have?
Yeah.
Thomas Moeller, same thing. So, I had a conversation with one of the podcasters in the area, and they're like, yeah, when you got 16 running backs that touch the ball, who's gonna have 1,000-yard rusher? Well, if you got 16,000 yards rushing, but we've had a running clock in almost every game. I maybe not Napoleon,
Yeah.
but every other game we've had a running clock.
Correct.
Where freshmen, the 2s, the 3s have been able to play. So
Right.
when you look at the year statistics for Liberty Center, if you look at them without knowing the context of it,
Yes.
you're going to go, not that great.
Right.
But when you're basically talking about your ones playing 2 quarters a game,
Yeah.
tonight over 100 yards. So, they may only have 500 yards rushing, and I say only because they only played 2.5 games.
Right.
In quarters.
And then you turn the film on, and then you see the real story. And,
Yeah.
And that's what we saw again tonight. Just a dominant performance from the offensive line, great running from the running backs, and then the defense after those first 2 drives really tightened up and locked things down. Spike, few penalties, a couple sloppy turnover fumbles, but we had some conditions that weren't ideal tonight for that.
All right, well, let's get to the Kent Michael Spees Big Dog, the Kent Dog Award. And this goes out to what we consider to be somebody that played tough tonight. Not necessarily yards or tackles or whatever, but just toughed it out. Spike, who'd you have for that?
I liked the play of our offensive tackles. They were machines. These guys they're the grunts. And it would be hard to say, well, I'll give it to the Goose or I'll give it to Weimer, but I thought they really did a good job. And that might be tough. So I'm thinking.
It's supposed to be tough.
Yeah, I would vote that way, but let's see what you guys think.
Okay.
Jigs, what do you got?
Yeah, I got 3 names for you. Goose is a name that came up for me. I think he played a really good offensive tackle tonight and also flashed on the defensive line. I guess I got 4 names. Xander Zeider, I thought, played a great game on the defensive line. He was very active in under a lot of those initial hits before, the gang tackles. He was very disruptive up front. Max Walker, I thought, played a great game. Obviously as a pulling guard, and then defensively he had a couple big hits there tonight. He really flashed. He really shined. And then Thomas Moeller running the football. I think Thomas was really effective within the tackles tonight. Seeing the holes, seeing the cuts, and he was one step ahead on the run of the football tonight.
Yeah, I got 2, and you guys already took my glory, my thunder here. I had Kellen Weimer, a sophomore at the offensive line position. I think, you guys have to watch. I get to stand back here and goof around and watch whatever I want. And to watch his blocking tonight was a masterpiece. It really was. I mean, and you're talking about, I think, Spike, you made it. He has gotten better every single game we've seen him. So, he's one of the names. And then, I got 3, honestly. The Goose, boy, he laid some licks on people tonight.
Yeah, he did.
And he was in where he shouldn't have never been, and he made his way in there. But, I'm going to throw Max Walker out there. Walker was everywhere tonight.
Yeah.
And you sideline to sideline. And I talked about him being dinged up, and he's really, the beauty of having 70-some kids on the squad is you have the next man up mentality. Walker's had a chance to heal. His hip was a little dinged up. That's why he hasn't been punting or kicking off. I thought tonight he played at the level that we're used to seeing him when he wasn't dinged up.
Yep.
So Max Walker's probably my candidate for that. So I know, Jigs, we're going to let you pick tonight, buddy.
Man. Well, I think we all 3 talked about the Goose, right? So I think we all 3 talked about the Goose. So let's go with the Goose.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, break easy.
Yeah.
Kent Michael Spees, Big Dog. Kent
that's
Dog
right.
Award.
He was a big dog.
Yeah,
that's
that's
right.
what that award
That's
is
right.
all about.
That's
Goose.
The Goose. And we'll get the T-shirts are coming. We got a cool design going on for that, and appreciate that. We know Kent Michael Spees, man. All the love, buddy. We know you're watching from above and running some plays up there. So, well, Spike, let's go ahead and get out of here. It's we got a long drive home. We'll be at Patrick Henry next Friday, and we'll take on the Patriots. But full week for Tiger Sports Live. We got Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and a bunch on Saturday this next week.
All right, so Liberty Center came out guns a-blazing, put up 42 in the first half, albeit a few mistakes, which is good because that just gives the coaches some fodder to throw at these guys later. But a convincing win. The Tigers move on. Next week they get to take on one of their arch rivals, the Patrick Henry Patriots.
It's going to be a big one.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait. So for Boom Boom Bauman, the sophomore, the amazing sophomore, Dan Kessler, the workhorse with the crew, Mark the Captain Bly with his jolts and jabs and jerks, and of course the brains here, Mr. What is your name? I always call you Jigs.
You can call me Jigs. Bryan Babcock.
I'll call
There
you
go.
Trouble. That's what I'll call you. All right, and Spiker here. So we'll sign off with that 42-0 Liberty Center win over Bryan. And with that, everybody, it's good night and good Tiger Sports.